2015. My name is Grant Alexander Clark, and I'm President of your Students' Union, and will be your chair this evening. Everyone with us tonight, please remember that we are live on UPSU TV and Pure FM, so just like Big Brother, please do not swear. We will be asking up to a maximum of 10 questions today, and today we have 2 people running for our position of Vice President Sport, and don't forget, no suitable candidate as well. Can we please put our hands together for Clem Efe and Elisa Kanagaraja. Thank you very much. This evening, each candidate will be given a 2-minute opening speech, and then after the speeches, we will start with the questions. The candidates will be invited to answer questions, so please keep the questions relevant. This year, we are allowing manifesto-specific questions, and we are inviting those in the audience, as well as those watching from home, to send in their questions through Twitter, Facebook, and email. And you can do that by tweeting at #VoteUPSU, Facebook at facebook.com/Portsmouth and email in at elections@upsu.net. This year, campaigning is allowed in the Union building during this question time, but please maintain respect, particularly whilst in the Student Opportunity Centre where we are now. Also, please remember, I'll get to that in a second. The candidates will have up to 2 minutes to respond to the questions, and the mics will be cut at 2 minutes, so please beware. You will see the countdown just over there. Hopefully you can just see it through the trussing, and rebuttals will be invited from the audience too. Now just the riot act for you. We do have a zero tolerance policy in the Union, which means that we don't tolerate any abuse or personal attacks that goes for both here and online. A safe space online and in the building when asking questions, please. So without any delay, I will hand over to the candidates for their speeches, so good luck to both of you, and let's see what you have to say. We'll start with Elisa.
Hi, my name is Elisa. I'm a third-year graphic design student, and I would love to be your VP Sports. As president of a sport club this year, I know the responsibility and leadership that you need to do this job, and I'm sure the skills that I've learned throughout this process will help me in the job next year. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things that I want to bring to this role, which I'm sure a lot of you will ask me about in a few moments. I know that I will be the right candidate for you, and know that I will be able to do the best job possible for you next year. I'm really passionate about university, and I want to make sure that we get the best participation possible for us at home matches. I want to really increase the sports participation this year. I want to make sure that our students get the best.
Sorry, can I grab the microphone for you? Hello? Oui.
That our students get the best experience possible here at uni, and I think sport is a great way to do that. So yeah, please vote for me, and just remember that #we want you.
Thank you very much. Clem.
Hello everyone, my name is Clem Efe. I'm currently the PBS faculty rep, and I am a first-year law student. Actually, I'm running for the office of the Vice President Sports. I want everyone to vote for me as the main choice. Like the 3 bullet points in my manifesto that I've highlighted. One, cross-collaboration. I want to see a situation whereby students and tutors alike can engage themselves in sporting activities. We've got roughly about 40 sports clubs in the university. And in the AU, we've got a membership of about 3,100. I want to see this increase. That's part of my developmental plans. I want this to increase. I want to inspire everybody. I want to encourage everybody to belong to one sporting activities or another. And how am I going to do this? Is by encouraging everyone, and those that are winning to give them rewards after win, and those that are lacking behind to encourage them to give them the moral support, and to see a robust system in place whereby everyone can enjoy sporting activities. And I want to see a situation whereby the discount that we've had this year so far, that when you sign on and you have your 14 quid 99, I want to see that to get a little discount whereby people can have the opportunity to belong to sporting activities. And I want to see a situation whereby I will negotiate with the current authorities to see how they can reduce the discount to like about, when you sign in, you get about 4 months free instead of the 3 that is currently there. And I believe if you vote for me as your main choice, definitely we'll work together as a team and we definitely get there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Clem. Now, just very quickly, my fault entirely, because the microphone wasn't on, would you like the opportunity to redo your speech so those at home can hear you? Okay. Are you sure? If you're happy to? Yeah. Yeah, cool. Go. Start again. Sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, so my name's Elisa. I'm a third-year graphic design student, and I'm applying for the role to be your VP Sports. As a president of a sport club this year, I know that I have learned the right skills, leadership and organisational-wise, to do the job and do it properly. I want to make sure that I do the job as well as I can, and I know that I've learned throughout this year, in the process that I have done, I've learned what the skills that I need to do this job. I really want to increase the participation, not just at matches, but just in sports in general. I think sport is a great way to make your experience at uni really good. By being part of a club, I've made so many friends, and I've really, really enjoyed it. So that's one of my main points, really increasing the participation, as well as trying to get extra discounts for our players and just supporting them and kind of saying thank you for playing for Portsmouth Uni. Really want to get a whole team Pompey going, and yeah, hopefully vote for me.
Thank you very much. Now we've got a question in from Twitter. So the question is, we will start with you, Clem, first, if you don't mind. If elected, what will you do to help remove the stigma of disabilities in sport?
That's a very good question. In my manifesto, I thought about how I'm going to work hard to see how the vulnerable ones and those are having problems, professional problems in engaging in sporting activities will be addressed. And definitely that is going to be one of my main points. The stigma attached to sports in that area that you mentioned about, I'm going to work tirelessly to see how we can address that issue. And how we're going to go about that, it's going to be through dialogue, definitely. We're going to work as a team. We're going to have so many committees. We're going to have so many meetings. And I believe in dialogue in whatever we're doing to achieve a robust result. And definitely we will get there by engaging people, talking to ourselves, and try to follow the rules and make sure that everything is done the appropriate way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Clem. Elisa?
Well, I know as a VP Sports, we get 2 officers that we work closely with. And one of the ones that I really want to work closely with is a disability officer. I know there's not a lot of facilities available here at the university for students with a disability to participate in sports. So I do really want to try and change that. Just as an example, the 2012 Paralympics games were really good. So why can't we bring that to our uni as well? And so, yeah, I'll work closely with the officer and see what ideas we can come up with to make sure that our students that have disability can also enjoy sports.
Cool. Thank you very much. Now we'll take questions from the floor. Are there any questions from the floor? Hands in the air, please. I'll see that student there came up first, and then we'll take a question here afterwards.
Cheers, thanks. Okay, so a massive change that will happen across all universities next year is the new books ratings programme. Can you just give us a bit of information on what the actual change will be and what the university will be assessed on?
Cool. I think we'll start with Elisa on that one.
Don't know.
Do you want a moment to... Do you want to come back to you?
Yeah. Please.
Yeah. Clem?
Actually, when we talk about change, change is not really easy to come by, but I believe in dialogue, and I believe whatever change that we're going to look up to is something that we're going to work according to the guidelines, and I believe we will get there. We will get the normal changes that we needed, and I believe in hard work, and as we walk along the line, definitely we'll achieve success and we'll get the ideal change that we required. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Did you want the opportunity to respond to the question?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think the main change will be in performance. I don't know.
If you don't know, that's perfectly fine. Okay, do we have any more? There was a question here first, sorry. Yes, so, if you wait the microphone and stand up for me, if you could, that'd be great.
A lot of teams at the moment currently struggle with coaching and paying for coaching because there's so much finance other things to do. They can't afford coaching. So how would you go about changing this, and how would you help teams get a coach, or what would you put in place for it?
Cool. We'll start with Elisa on that one.
I know in the last few years there's been the AU development grant, and it's kind of a bit of a struggle to get teams to actually access this money. What I'd like to do is get an actual deadline for when the teams can apply for this money and really push them to get it. And I think they should use the grant to get either training for their members to become a coach for their team. So in the following year that they are at university, they can actually be a coach. Or just have use the money to see if they can get a coach from Team GB to come down and help out, even for just a couple of hours one day during the year. I think it will really help the team and will help them as well in their training. Yeah, that's just a couple of my ideas and the way to tackle that issue.
Cool. Thank you. Clem?
Yeah, that's a good question. In respect of that, I believe there are funding in place for sporting activities, and definitely if I'm elected to be the VP Sports, what I would do as one of my duties, I think I would nag the authorities involved, and definitely they should be able to release the funding that is streamlined to that area of sporting activities. And if we are having problems with funding coaches or whatever is going to be from A to Z of funding, the appropriate funding that is in place for sporting activities definitely will be channeled to that area. And it will be my duty to negotiate and have meetings and discuss and nag whatever authority that is involved in that to see that the funding is released on time and whatever need to be catered for is done at the appropriate time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've got a question in from Twitter, and then we'll jump back to the floor. So this year, we didn't have an AU media exec. How will you try to get those involved in the AU involved in media and vice versa? We'll start with Clem. Yeah, that issue will be totally addressed by, I believe that when we do things the right way, definitely we're going to get the right results. And one thing is, this year, as far as we don't have a exec, if I'm elected to be the VP Sports, I will look into that area, and definitely we will have an executive that will take care of that. Because when elections are being held and at the end of the day we're going to have one winner, I'm not going to be that type of VP Sports that's going to sit in the office and doing nothing. I will definitely have my guidelines, and I will make sure that I work very hard to see that the area that I'm elected into, I'm doing my own bit of it, because I'm going to walk around the clock to make sure that everything is done the appropriate way, and the authorities involved, I will hold them responsible to make sure that they play their bit as far as I am playing my bit. Because definitely sport is vital to everyone in life, and when we take sports seriously, it makes us to live a very good life. Thank you. Cool. Thank you. Elisa?
I know that media is one of my actual really focus points for next year. To increase participation, people need to have a kind of media access that tells them when the matches are playing, what time, how to get there and stuff like that. And that's what I really want to increase, is I want people to go and support our teams at the home matches. I really want to see this whole team Pompey growing, and media is really important and plays a key role in that. People need to be able to access information easily. They need to know when that specific lacrosse match is going to start. And if they want to go and see it, they need to know what specific bus at what time they need to catch to go to Langston and see it. So I think that media is a really, really important point, and I'm going to make sure that next year media is covered really well, even if I just have to do it myself. Media is covered really well, and people have all the information they need to know about our matches, about our teams, about our sports clubs, even just about them when they win, and because we do perform really well when they win, and just getting people knowing this information and spreading it across our whole student body.
Cool. Thank you very much. Now we had a question from the floor, I believe. Is there a question here? Yeah, if you could stand up and just wait for a microphone. Strange beepings going on from the back of the room now.
Okay, so what 2 officers would you want to be responsible for next year?
Cool. I believe we'll start with Elisa on that one.
As I said earlier, I really want to work closely with a disability officer, and I'd also like to work closely with the women's officer. This is because I really want to increase the participation for both types of students in sports. There's not a lot available for us now. But also for women, I mean, you see, rugby men's and football men's, they're really big teams, but you don't hear so much about the women's football team or the women's rugby team. And I've met a lot of them, and they're such nice people, and they should get recognised. They should have just as big a stance in this university as the other bigger teams. So I really want to work closely with them and see if we can make events together, girl only, girl power, why not?
Cool. Thank you very much. Clem.
Thank you for that question. I think as a union, it involves everybody, and I'm going to work with everybody. It's something that belongs to every one of us. So as far as we are all in it together, definitely I'm not going to say I'm going to work with this or that. It's going to be everybody. I'll work with everybody involved. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much. We are 5 questions through, so we're going to take a quick 5-minute break for our candidates so they can have a quick drop of water and everything like that. So if you pop back in at 5 to 6, that'd be great. Thank you very much.
Hello, fellow students. My name is Clem. I'm a law student. I'm running for the office of the Vice President Sports. Vote for me. I'm here to inspire you. You will enjoy your sporting activities in the university. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Elisa. I'm a graphic design student. If you want to see more participation at home matches, more time budgeted for sports, and see Team Pompey grow, then we want you to vote number 1, Elisa, for VP Sports.
So we're going to start doing so we're going to give you 30 seconds each, and that gives you 30 seconds to look into the camera and tell the viewers at home why they should vote for you. So we're going to start this way, and your 30 seconds
you'll be on camera
two. So just straight down into the camera, 30 seconds starting now.
Yeah, my name is Clem. Everyone should vote for me because I believe I'm the main choice, because I'm going to inspire everybody to enjoy sporting activities in uni. While you spend your time in uni, definitely you're going to study and you're going to have your extra time to enjoy sporting activities. Thank you.
Okay. And you got okay, that's fine. If you got anything else to say, you got 10 seconds left.
Oh, really?
No?
If you vote for me, definitely you're going to be happy that you've made the right choice. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you. There you go. Back to my side of the sofa. So you're going to be camera one. 30 seconds start now.
So please vote for me. I've got 3 main points I really want to get across next year. I really want to increase the participation for our home matches. I want to get Team Pompey going and really get people involved. I'd like to also reevaluate the sporting budget, to help our sports teams. And on top of that, I'd also like to get a gym membership discount for people that compete for our university. So yes, please vote for me.
Thank you. Brilliant, perfect timing. Thank you. Okay, so that's all we've got time for with you guys today. You can catch the candidates for your Vice President of Sport and their live question time next week on Wednesday the 25th from 6 p.m. right here.
Do you know what the SU do? Come and find out. We point you in the direction of the best parties and the best clubs, societies and volunteer roles, which could do wonders for your job prospects. We tell the media what you're paying for your student accommodation and challenge the landlords who want to charge you more. We've even taken collective action to stop students being deported. We get everyone round for tea. Students, teachers and people who live locally eating together. Sweet. We can make sure your housing provider treats you right. We do lots of sustainability stuff. We help you swap courses if you don't like the one you're on. We stand up on your behalf when things aren't fair, giving you the voice to change things. And we let you stand up and speak for yourself. Get voting, get involved, get elected. So if there's something you'd like to do to make the most of student life, do it with the SU.
For Students' Union elections, NUS recommends using the alternative transferable voting system. It is the most fair and effective way of electing a candidate. Suppose we wanted to elect one of these candidates to a single position. In some elections, you can only vote for one candidate. With transferable voting, you get the choice of saying, if my favourite candidate doesn't win, I would like this candidate to win. And if they don't win, I would like this candidate to win, and so on. If you don't like any of these candidates, you can vote for reopen nominations. This is called voting in order of preference. How is this election counted? First of all, we count all the valid votes in the election. We then work out the quota. The quota is the number of valid votes divided by the number of positions available plus 1. For example, if you have one position and 400 valid votes, the quota is 400 divided by 1 plus 1, and therefore the quota is 200. We then count all the number 1 votes for each candidate. If the candidate with the highest number of votes achieves or surpasses the quota, they win. However, if no candidate passes the quota, the candidate with the lowest number of votes is eliminated. If the eliminated candidate was your first choice, your second choice is then counted. We then add this number to the votes in the first round. If a candidate has still not passed the quota, we then eliminate the next candidate with the lowest amount of votes. If the eliminated candidate was your first choice, your second choice is then counted. If they were your second choice, your third choice is counted. We then add these numbers to the votes from the second round. This continues until someone passes the quota. Once a candidate passes the quota, they are elected. And that's alternative transferable voting.
We are back, and as with yesterday, we've got a fun, silly fact for you all to start off the second part with. Did you know that boxing, which we are incredibly good at here at the University of Portsmouth, I think we've been champions for the last 5 years in a row or something ridiculous, only became a legal sport in 1901. There we go. Moving on, we've got, there you go, knowledge right there. We're going to start with some manifesto-specific questions for the second part. Ooh. Hey, there we go, thank you. So, we will start with Clem, as I believe you came second last time. Apologies if I did get that wrong. But in your manifesto, here's the question. In your manifesto, you mention a lot about university sports. What will you do for union sports?
Thank you. In the respect of union sports, I think I'm going to work hard with the AU, which is the athletic union. We've got about 30 clubs under the, about 40 clubs under the AU, and I'm going to put my expertise to work. During the London 2012 Olympic and Paralympics, I was opportunity to be one of the selected 8,000 London ambassadors, and we work around the clock to make sure that we do our bit to see the success of the Olympics and Paralympics. And I've been volunteering since 2011 with the Saracens, which is rugby. Actually, I don't know anything about rugby until I started volunteering. So I've got a lot of volunteering experience that I'm going to bring into practice. And definitely, I believe with my experience and if elected as the Vice President Sports of the University of Portsmouth, I'm going to do my bit and make sure I encourage everybody. Like what I've said in my manifesto, inspiration. When it comes to sports, one word comes into my mind, which is inspiration. You know, I want to see a situation whereby I'm giving the avenue to inspire everybody. No single person is going to be left out, everybody as in everybody, because it is a union, so we're going to work as a team. I'm going to work with the president, with all the rest of the vice presidents elected, if I'm elected, to make sure that we achieve a singular goal, which is success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Clem. And now, Elisa, your question. You say you want to get committee members first aid and minibus trained. How will you A, promote this, and B, fund this?
So I know that a lot of the committee members that I'm friends with have come up to me and said that one of the things that they really struggle with throughout the year is first aid and minibuses. I mean, I know for a fact, as being president and having the email account of Paul directly on my, a lot of emails saying, help, 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 we have a match on Wednesday and no one's driving us. I think that we need to have, and the union should set it up, a day where each club can send a few members, as many as they want, for first aid training and minibus training. Get it done early in the year, get it over and done with. It's there, it's sorted, and the clubs don't have to worry about that, and the committee doesn't have that stress the rest of the year. I think it could work as funding, it could work as coming half from the union, half from the actual club budget itself, because it will benefit the club. So not all clubs will have to do it if they don't want to, if they can't fit in their budget, but I think it's something that they will actually really you know, enjoy, and actually they'll take a lot from. So I'm sure they can work it into their budget in making sure that they can get this and get it all sorted for them.
Cool. Thank you very much. Do we have any questions from the floor? I'm going to take this student here. Saw them first. If you could stand up and speak clearly into the microphone.
Okay. Something that Alyssa mentions on her manifesto is working with Sport and Rec. So main question is, what do you think our relationship is with Sport and Rec, and how would you like to change this? And what would be your development points for next year?
Cool.
I think we do have...
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Carry on.
We do have quite a good relationship with Sport and Rec as it is. I can speak for Paul. I speak to Karen a lot, who's one of the members of Sport and Rec, and I speak to her on almost a weekly basis about stuff for our club. And we're always there to make sure, both of us want to make sure that the club, you know, succeeds more. So there's not much I want to change specifically. What I do want to do is try and make sure that the cuts that have been made from Sport and Rec don't affect the club so much when it comes to, you know, training and whatever. So I just want to make sure with Sport and Rec that there is a way of really looking at the budget and see if there's a way of changing a few things around so that our sports teams can benefit instead of losing out.
Cool. Thank you very much. As that was an Elisa directed question, we've had a question in from Twitter directly for Clem as well. So we've got... Oh, there's a rebuttal. Sorry, I didn't see that. A rebuttal from the floor? Was that a rebuttal? Cool. If you stand up and speak clearly into the microphone. Thank you.
You said about looking at their budget and changing some things that won't affect sports. What things are they? If you just give us some insight on it.
Just as an example, for pole this year, we really struggled to get enough lessons set up at Spinnaker Sports Centre because the hours of the teachers have been cut. For a club that's gone from having 60 members to over 100 in literally a couple of months, we really struggled to try and get the extra lesson to make sure that everyone could actually benefit from the sport. I wouldn't want someone to pay membership for a sport and then not be able to participate in it because of something such as simple as as less hours being allowed for teachers in Spinnaker Sports Centre. So I had to there was a few back and forth between me and Karen where we had to decide of making classes slightly bigger and being able to, make sure that the teachers could actually do an extra hour, getting external teachers as well. It's just a few things like that I want to try and change and try and make sure that the stress that I had to do that this year doesn't happen to other people in other clubs. And obviously it'll be tailored specifically to each club and what they require and what they need.
Is that a rebuttal back or?
So do you think, is that realistic to get that experience and get them changes for all 25 clubs that use Sport and Rec, I think it is?
We could at least try. There's no harm in trying. Even if 10 out of 25 clubs get something out of it, I think that's better than not trying at all.
Cool. Thank you very much. And now to our question for Clem. So, sorry, my laptop's gone dry. How do you plan on finding a non-performer that can dedicate time and effort to train, and will you do this yourself?
What
was it on?
Yep. Hello? Yep. Actually, when I mean a non-performer to be a performer and spending time, it's not something that I'm going to do alone. We, as a union, I believe we're working together. We are all in it together. As the VP Sports, I'm not going to be the boss man and say, oh, I'm the VP Sports and just sit down there and, I am going to be your servant. I'm going to be someone who is going to work and, look up there that, oh, man, I'm not the boss. So I believe we are going to work together as a team. And when we work together as a team, it's like the story of the rabbit and the turtle. Definitely, we will achieve this. And why I put that there, it's not everybody that loves sports. And in my manifesto, I've got inspiration as one of my keywords. And definitely, as we work together as a team, we will achieve that. Because I've seen a situation whereby we are about 20-something thousand students in the university, and we've got a total rough figure of about 3,100 people sign on to sporting activities. I want to see that change. I want to see that increase. I want to see a situation whereby everybody have a sense of belonging. We've got so many sporting activities. So if A is not good for you, definitely you've got a lot of choices. I want to see a situation whereby every student of the university has got something to do in sport. It's not something that is going to be a force. It's something that as we work as a team, as we walk along the line, as we dialogue, we encourage people. And those people that we encourage, we give them a robust system that they will be able to excel in whichever sport they choose. Thank you.
Close to time there. Okay. Do we have any questions from the floor? Ooh, lots of questions. I'm going to go to this gentleman here who has been waiting a bit longer.
Do you feel that all of the athletic union... What? Do you feel all the positions in the athletic union exec are necessary, and would you add any more?
Cool. And we'll start with Clem on that one. Sorry.
If I got your question right, you're talking about the AU and the executives, right?
Yeah, the positions within the AU exec.
The AU execs, I think when one is appointed or selected into an office, you've got guidelines to follow and you've got rules to play by. Definitely, if I'm elected as the VP Sports and directly that is on my desk, I'm going to work with it and see a situation whereby the necessary changes that we needed for that union to be revitalized, for that union to grow, definitely I will give it first priority. And whatever the case may be, I will make sure that whatever it's going to take to make it possible for the executive to work, for the committees to work, I will do it. Thank you.
Elisa?
I wouldn't necessarily cut anyone's job in the AU executives. I think they're all there and they have a role and they're doing it well. We did have that question earlier about the AU media exec not having a role this year and next year. Personally, I'd bring it back because, like I said earlier, media is one of my big points and it's one thing that I really want to push. So if it was up to me, yes, I would actually bring AU exec media back, definitely.
Cool. Thank you very much. We've got a question in from Twitter, and then we will go back to the floor. So, there it is. How will you make union sports relevant to the wider student body as opposed to the select few in the AU? Elisa, we'll start with you.
Well, I think that's the way to do that is Freshers' Fair. Freshers' Fair needs to be, I mean, it was great this year, but it needs to be on point, and that's when you attract all the students. That's when students come and see, and if they end up buying membership for a sport, and that's when they participate. So the clubs really need to focus mainly, I think, on Freshers' Fair and trying to get everyone involved, not just involved in actually sport itself, but involved in the club, just promoting the whole club as a whole and seeing everything else you can do. I know that, for example, swim have 2 different type of memberships that you can pay for, their competition one and their social one. And I think sometimes you'll find that people might originally pay for their social side and then actually start doing the sport and they'll enjoy it so much they end up paying for the competition one. So I think something like that will really help a lot of other people, including sports. And I don't think students should be afraid of joining a sport and thinking that it's only specifically for sporty people, because if you spoke to a PE teacher, he'd probably tell you I'm the least sporty person he knows. And I'm president of a sports club this year. So anyone can do it if I can do it.
Thank you very much. Clem?
Actually, I don't believe in the issue of a selected few. So I think that word, selected few, it's like throwing me off the balance, because I'll see a situation whereby the union is for everybody, and definitely if the issue is the amount of money to sign on, definitely we address that as an issue. But if it is something that people are like shying away from sporting activities, that's a different issue entirely. But rounding it up, I think the best way to go about that is to remove the issue of a selected few, because if it's not a closed system, definitely it's an open system. So if it's an open system, why is it for a selected few? So to me, I don't really agree on that issue of a selected few. If I'm appointed, if I'm voted in as the VP Sports, definitely I will prioritize that issue of a selected few. I don't want to see a situation whereby things are being for a selected few. It should be for everybody. And definitely that will be one of my major priorities for everybody, because the union is for everybody. So the issue of selected few is going to be out of the line in my regime. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much. We are on 9 questions now, and I can see that there is some appetite from the audience to maybe ask a couple more. So I'm going to ask the candidates, are they happy to do another round of 5, up to 5 questions afterwards? Or would you like to this 10th one to be the last one, and we'll close it off there? 2 or 3 more. Are you happy to do 2 or 3 more, Clem, as well?
I think whatever the audience says, I'll go by that.
Pardon me?
Whatever the audience says, I'll go by that.
Okay, so what we'll do then on that, we'll take up to 3 questions. After this 10th question, we'll have a quick break, and then we'll do 3 questions. We'll allow you to ask each other questions as well, and then you've got 1 question from me too. So, question from the audience before we go for a break. Just this one here.
Just something that's tied into the book's ratings about facilities. Do you think the sporting facilities we have at Portsmouth are adequate for the growth and development of the AU and all sports here?
Cool. I'll start with Clem.
Thank you very much, Nick. Just yesterday, I went to the Louston Student Village. And when I got there, I've been there before, but because I'm running for the position of the VP Sports, I said I should just have a visit. I went there yesterday, and when I got there, the first thing that I saw was sporting. Everything is labeled sport. So And over here in the main campus, everything you see is sport. So I believe with the facilities we've got on ground, there is room for improvement. We can always improve. And I believe in one action. Whatever you've got, that is what you've got. You have to work with that. And if an extra one is going to come, you have to manage whatever you've got very well before you'll be able to manage a bigger one. I'm trying to come into the office. When I get there, definitely, I'm going to, from now, it's like I'm seeing from the outside, but when I get there, I'm going to see from the inside. And whatever we've got, whatever changes that needed to be done, is going to be a gradual process. I can't really promise anybody or everybody that is going to be hop, quick process. It's going to be a gradual process. And whatever we've got, we will try to see how we can maintain that. And in maintaining that, then we'll be able to request for another one. But for now, I think from what I can see, we've got some good sporting whatsoever. We've got sporting equipment or whatsoever, sporting facilities in ground. All I'm talking about is how we can maintain that, how we can see how we use that to the benefit of all and try to increase whatever we've got. Thank you.
Thank you. Elisa?
Well, because of the box rating changing, we will go a little bit lower because we use a lot of external facilities rather than having facilities ourselves. I think if there was one main sport that would really want to stop using external facilities and we're able to somehow fund, it's obviously a long-term project funding, maybe like getting like tennis courts or something. Actually, in our university, I think that will help because obviously our ranking will not go as down in bucks. I think that's a project that I could introduce. Obviously, it won't get done in a year, so I don't think I'd be able to see it by the end of my term. But it's something, if I could place the idea there, maybe in 5 years, we'd have something actually done.
Cool. Thank you very much. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break just for the candidates, and then we'll be back for our final 3 questions, the opportunity for the candidates to question each other, and one final question from me. So please take 2, and we'll be back shortly.
Students' Union elections, NUS recommends using the alternative transferable voting system. It is the most fair and effective way of electing a candidate. Suppose we wanted to elect one of these candidates to a single position. In some elections, you can only vote for one candidate. With transferable voting, you get the choice of saying, if my favourite candidate doesn't win, I would like this candidate to win. And if they don't win, I would like this candidate to win, and so on. If you don't like any of these candidates, you can vote for reopen nominations. This is called voting in order of preference. How is this election counted? First of all, we count all the valid votes in the election. We then work out the quota. The quota is the number of valid votes divided by the number of positions available plus 1. For example, if you have one position and 400 valid votes, the quota is 400 divided by 1 plus 1, and therefore the quota is 200. We then count all the number 1 votes for each candidate. If the candidate with the highest number of votes achieves or surpasses the quota, they win. However, if no candidate passes the quota, the candidate with the lowest number of votes is eliminated. If the eliminated candidate was your first choice, your second choice is then counted. We then add this number to the votes in the first round. If a candidate has still not passed the quota, we then eliminate the next candidate with the lowest amount of votes. If the eliminated candidate was your first choice, your second choice is then counted. If they were your second choice, your third choice is counted. We then add these numbers to the vote.
Hello, fellow students. My name is Clem. I'm a law student. I'm running for the office of the Vice President Sports vote for me. I'm here to inspire you. You will enjoy your sporting activities in the university. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Elisa. I'm a graphic design student. If you want to see more participation at home matches, more time budgeted for sports and see Team Pompey grow, then we want you to vote number 1 Elisa for VP Sports.
So we're going to start doing a 30, so we're going to give you 30 seconds each, and that gives you 30 seconds to look into the camera and tell the viewers at home why they should vote for you. So we're going to start this way, and your 30 seconds
you'll be on camera
two. So just straight down into the camera, 30 seconds starting now.
Yeah, my name is Clem. Everyone should vote for me because I believe I'm the main choice, because I'm going to inspire everybody to enjoy sporting activities in uni. While you spend your time in uni, definitely you're going to study and you're going to have your extra time to enjoy sporting activities. Thank you.
Okay, and you got okay, that's fine. If you got anything else to say, you got 10 seconds left.
Oh, really?
No?
If you vote for me, definitely you're going to be happy that you've made the right choice. Thank you.
Brilliant, thank you. There you go, back to my side of the sofa. So you're going to be camera one. 5 seconds start now.
So please vote for me. I've got 3 main points I really want to get across next year. I really want to increase the participation for our home matches. I want to get Team Pompey going and really get people involved. I'd like to also reevaluate the sport and reg budget, to help our sports teams. And on top of that, I'd also like to get a gym membership discount for people that compete for our university. So yes, please vote for me.
Thank you. Brilliant, perfect timing.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's all we've got time for with you guys today. You can catch the candidates for your Vice President of Sport and their live question time next week on Wednesday the 25th from 6 p.m. right here.
Please, audience, thank you very much. Right, we're going to take 2 questions from the floor. So I'm going to see hands. I'll take this one here.
Stand up, please. Stand up. I've got to stand up. I was halfway writing it down, but I can sort of remember it. So we're currently sitting 42nd in the Bucks table, 43rd, something around there. In 2009, we were 25th. So obviously we've decreased in our performance. What are your thoughts and strategic ideas in collaboration with Sport and Rec and the other sporting areas within the university to help improve our performing athletes, considering that the AU is, 15% of the university population?
Well, I can use an example. I had the football AGM on Friday, and one thing that they were talking about was the fact that their men's first and second team didn't really gel well with the fifth and sixth team. And they thought that actually reflected on their performance as well as the actual team itself. And what they were trying to do as the committee next year, they were trying to get their first and second team to go and help the lower teams. And I think that would actually help with our results overall in Bucks. So I think if more clubs could actually take the advice that I got from football itself, it might help them overall. So just helping each other out. And at the end of the day, we're all one university, we're all kind of one team, so helping each other out and make sure everyone can perform well is what we should really be focusing on.
Clem.
Thank you very much for that question. I think if there is an encouragement, it's not more. If there is motivation, it's not more. I want to see a situation whereby clubs are being motivated and encouraged, and definitely when one is motivated, he or she will have something to bring out something. So if I'm elected as the Vice President of Sports, I will make sure prioritize rewards for those that are winning and encouraging those that are like lagging behind the line, like what I've said. So everything is gonna bounce back to motivation. I want to see a situation whereby people are motivated in the area of sports so that they can bring the best out of them. I've seen the results, rugby, football, what have you. Some are encouraging, some are not encouraging, and how are we going to make these to be encouraged figures is to motivate people, to make sure that whatever they need to make them excel is being provided, and not only providing it on time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is that a rebuttal? Yeah, we'll take the rebuttal very quickly. Cool. If you could stand up, speak clearly into the microphone. Just it.
No. You say you're going to give them incentives, like motivate them, but we have Bucks for Bucks, which is £4,000. We have Team of the Month. We've got Team of the Week. We've got the AU Awards dinners. That's all motivating them. What are you going to change to actually motivate them? Because there's plenty of incentives already. So what else is there you can do?
Actually, when I mean motivation, I'm not saying that I'm going to dip hand in my pocket and motivate people. The thing is, we've got things in place. We've got policies in place. And when we go to meetings, we don't just go to meetings and sit them there and drink tea, and at the end of the day, we go. We talk as human beings. So I'm going to make sure that I engage whatever authority that is in charge. Because if I'm voted as the Vice President of Sports, I will have the opportunity to go to meetings. I will have the opportunities to sit and committees. And definitely, it is going to be one of my priority as the VP Sports to see that those that are really working hard to make sure that they excel are provided with the tools they needed to do whatever they're doing. And as far as they have results, there are some little things that we're going to make sure that we'll put in place. I'm not going to tell you now. It's going to be a secret that we're going to use in motivating people. You know, when you're motivated, you have that zeal to do more. You try to bring the best out of you. But when you wake up early in the morning, you're training as a sportman, and A and B are there sleeping, and at the end of the day, you excel, and nobody is even telling you thank you. I think that is not really good. I want to see a situation whereby we have good fan club, you know, supporters club, people that can cheer you up while you are winning. And even though you lose, people that can motivate you, that can give you inspirational words that, look, today is gone, tomorrow is going to be greater than today. And definitely, if you put more effort, you're going to win. And that is what I want to bring. That is one of the changes I want to see in place, that our sportsmen and women are being motivated, that they have this zeal in them to make sure that they excel, they bring the best out of them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to take one final question from the floor. I see the student here. If you could stand up and speak clearly into the microphone.
Oh God, don't make me stand. So clubs in the Students' Union often have a history of performing initiations as like rituals to induct freshers into their clubs. What are your views on them, and how would you change them if you feel it needs changing?
Cool. We'll start with Clem.
1 minute. Can you just repeat yourself? Sorry. Can you just repeat
Yeah,
yourself?
sure. Sorry, I talk fast. Pardon? Oh, I hope so. So clubs in this university have a history of initiating people, bringing to the freshers most often in clubs. What are your views on initiations in sports teams, and if you would change them, how would you?
Do you want a moment to think about that, Clem, or you just start first? Cool, Elisa.
Well, I don't mind initiations up to a certain point. I can take, for example, what we did for Pole this year. Instead of making anyone eat anything disgusting or drink anything disgusting, we actually put them in teams, and they had to do fun challenges, which they actually enjoyed doing, and they had to film it and take pictures of what they were doing, and the best team, the ones that we thought completed the challenges and tasks best, actually won. It was a way of bonding them together. People that had never actually spoken before spoke to each other, and that's actually helped us gel as a club together a lot. So I think what I'd change is not necessarily their idea of fresher challenges, as they're called now, but I think it's the idea of making sure that you're not making anyone do something you wouldn't personally want to do, nothing that's too degrading, because at the end of the day, no one really likes that, and you want people to come back to your club and
you know, that you want them to enjoy socials. You don't want them to think, oh no, I'm not going to go tonight because they're going to make me do this and this and that and that. So it's, at the end of the day, these people are your friends. They're not people that you can just pick on. So that's what I personally think about that.
Cool. Thank you. Clem.
Thank you for that question. When you mean initiation, what comes to my mind, I think you're talking about orientation. Or is it going to be different from that? Anyway, when you say initiation, is it like you like trying to like tell the person who is coming into the maybe the club for the first time what everything is gonna entail? But by and large, when you mean initiation, as far as that is not illegal, as far as is hovering around the policies of whichever club, I think it's going to be a good idea. If you initiate in policies, not anything outside the law, I believe in diversity. Definitely, it will be a good opportunity. So, like what Elisa said, if it's not going to be disgusting, if it's something that is going to be okay, definitely I'll welcome it. And I'll make sure I support you in achieving that aim. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much. That's all the time we have for questions from the floor. So we're going to allow the candidates to ask each other a question. So we will start with Elisa, as I believe you were due to start last time.
What is one strength and one weakness that you have as a character?
I think I will start with the word weakness first. My weakness is, I'll sum it up in one word: workaholic. I walk around the clock. Even when I'm sleeping, I'm still working because I dream dreams. And when I dream dreams, I'm sleeping. So, and when I wake up, if the dreams are good dreams, definitely I want to make them to become reality. So that's why I use the one word, workaholic. That's one of my weaknesses. Then one of my strengths is I'm very easy to work with. As far as you bring an idea, and the idea is good, I'll play with it. I'll make sure I'll see you. I'll make sure the good idea comes to materialize. So I'm easy to work with. It's one of my strengths. Thank you.
Thank you. And Clem, sorry, time for you to ask Elisa a question.
Oh, sorry. Elisa, please, can you please tell me one of your weaknesses and one of your strengths? Thank you.
I'd say I'd probably start with a weakness first as well. Patience, maybe. Sometimes can run a little low on patience, but I'm working on it. I'd say probably one of my strengths is I'm quite organised. I like to get things done on time. I'm hardly late and stuff like that. So definitely one thing that I can bring to the job, which I know will really help.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone at home, for asking your questions, and thank you to the floor. We're going to finish off with my question to candidates. And here it is. If you were faced with the zombie apocalypse, which sporting instrument would you use to defend yourself with? We'll start with Elisa.
Baseball bat.
Baseball bat. Clem.
I steal from Elisa, baseball bat.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to our, if we can give our candidates a round of applause for this evening. Thank you very much to yourselves in the audience. Come on, clap. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much to our media team. Thank you very much to Team Democracy at the back. And we will see you tomorrow for the Welfare and Community Vice Presidential.